Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Whaley. I'm the editor of the Oldham Chronicle and have been since May 2010, which just happens to coincide with the general election. That was my first couple of weeks in charge. And it won't escape any of your notice, if you live in Oldham Evening Chronicle, that this by-election is of national significance. We've 7 days to go to voting. It's a complex mix of issues, from parking in Delft to the coalition government, and from council job cuts to tuition-free U-turns. I'm sure some of those will come up before too long. I'm delighted to say that all three of the candidates here tonight, the main parties, have agreed to come. This is the first time in this by-election that all three have been on the same stage. I'm delighted also that you've come along. I have had a lot of questions, as you can imagine. We're going to work our way through as many as we can. Some of them are duplicate, so obviously I was asking one person on a topic, but it just raises that topic. What I will be asking is, if when I ask the person, if I just ask for your name, if I ask you to shout your name, if you identify yourself, we'll get a microphone to you. What I would ask really is if you give your name and where you're from. It would help the candidates here. You know, if you're Mr. Joe Fox from Birmingham, then really, you know, you do wonder why you're here asking questions at the Oldham Evening Chronicle by-election. So it just would help from this end. If you just delay a little bit by putting your hand up, if you would please give me a question that you've written out, rather than having a change of heart and asking me some really obscure question that we didn't really want to give us. We haven't got a lot of time. It's only going to be an hour plus in the questioning. We have given just to give you the idea of the running order, I've given the candidates 4 minutes each to speak. We'll be fairly tough on that, not to the second, but obviously we don't want to be ramming on for half an hour each, otherwise we'll be here at 3 in the morning. Having spoken of the reading order, which we've done by lot, we've just drawn in there to agree who spoke first, second and third. We'll do that, then we'll do about half an hour of questions. We'll have a 15-minute coffee break, just to give everybody a breather. The money raised for that is going to the Scout Girls who are serving out there are going to the International Jamboree of Sweden. They're based in this hall, so we thought it was an opportunity for them to raise a few pounds for their trip. And then we'll do another half an hour. So sometime just after 9 o'clock we'll be finished. We don't want to be burning the midnight oil, and you've all got other things to do as well, as these people have been on the road all day. So if I can introduce the people concerned. To my left on the far end is Sheffield-born Debbie Abrams. She's a former chairman of Rochdale Primary Care Trust. She fought and lost the Colne Valley seat at the general election in May 2010. And to win the Labour nomination in this by-election, Debbie, who lives in Newhay, beat off a considerable force of 2 former mayors of Oldham in Abdul Jabbar and Riaz Ahmad. Did I see Riaz as I walked into that? Riaz? I thought I saw you as I was coming through the door. So that's Debbie. Immediately to my left is former Young Grammar School pupil Kashi Bali. He's Oldham born and bred. Barrister who studied law at Oxford and Cambridge, who was later a tutor at Manchester University. Kashi finished third in the 2010 general election with a much improved vote of over 11,000. And to my right, if I get my cards in the right order, Elwyn Watkins is a former Rochdale councillor and financial advisor. He's a graduate of the London School of Economics with an MBA from Bradford University. 46-year-old lost by 103 votes at the general election in May. However, he made history when he challenged that result in his constituency, leading to the first election court to be seen in this country for almost 100 years. It's because Elwyn was successful in that challenge that we're here tonight in the lead up to the by-election. As I say, each of the candidates will have 4 minutes. What I would ask is the best of order and no heckling if you can during the speaking. This is a chance for us to listen and to hear their opinions on subjects that you will raise. Elwyn, I understand you pulled out number 1, is that right?
Just for this.
So,
well, thank you, David, and for those of you who don't live in Denshaw, welcome to Denshaw for the tour. This is it's a lovely setting now. Dave just coughed there. If I get into a bit of a confidence matters, because I've got this nasty bug that's going around, so please bear with me if I need to take my hobbies or a bit of water. I want to explain why I'd like the honour and privilege of serving as your MP or Member of Parliament. The first thing I'd say is that I think all three candidates have agreed in their literature that the thing that's most important in Oldham is, or Oldham East and South West, is the creation of jobs. 30 years ago, a lot of our social problems started because we lost a lot of our manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industry is still the largest private sector employer in the constituency, and it's something that I've got 25 years of experience of doing, creating jobs, building factories, running factories, etc. If I get elected, if I'm privileged enough to become your MP, I shall not only be, well, I shall be one of the few MPs that actually has proper manufacturing experience. Now, I'm very pleased that Vince Cable has been the first business secretary for 30 years to take manufacturing industry seriously. We could perhaps have a question or two hopefully later on about that. But that's something I bring as real experience. The House of Commons has numerous barristers and lawyers, it has numerous lecturers and academics, it has very few people that actually create jobs in the real world, and that's something I bring. I think the second thing I bring is, because of what's happened and because of the situation now, the argument always against the whatever practice that if you get into government, what can you do because you'll always be in opposition? Well, we're now in government now. And I think you'll have seen in the Saddle news over the last few weeks, the last couple of months, that minister after minister has come up to Saddle and Oldham, and we've addressed the local issues, whether it be the hydro scheme at the reservoir, whether it be the local hospital or local school scheme. And as an MP, I will be part of a government that has real influence. It's time that Oldham has something at top table, that's something I'd certainly bring. But the final thing I'd like to talk about is, I think I showed throughout the court case my integrity and the risk that I took in terms of my personal situation. It's never been done for 100 years for a reason. That is almost impossible to do. I stood up, I know my personal financials, my whole personal situation examined by in 5 High Court judges, and they found that I behaved in an exemplary and honouring fashion. Conversely, they found that the Labour Party in Oldham had lied, deceived the electorate, and not behaved honourably. Now let's go back specifically to what they found most offensive. Mr Willis and the Labour Party here in Oldham said that Muslims were threatening him with death threats, and that Oldham Muslims were threatening him with violence, and that was associated with me. Now, all across the country, across all the major newspapers, across most of the politicians nationally, this has been condemned. It's not yet been condemned by the Labour Party. There's no regrets, they've not apologised, and what I'm particularly upset is that the local Labour campaign has never apologised. Frankly, if you're not prepared to condemn stirring up of racial tensions, frankly, you don't deserve to be the MP here. I've shown my integrity, I've shown my honour, I've shown I'm somebody that if I get given a personal problem, I'll go to the utmost ends to fight it. I'm not somebody that will just pass your letter on to the ministry. God forbid that any of you do get into trouble or your community gets into trouble. I've shown, as I said, Oldham, I've got some real bottom, and I look forward